Miami, Florida, being joined with David Benavidez, who's gearing up for his fight against Anthony Yarde November 22nd in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. David, man, good to see you as always. Thank you for inviting us to see you train over here at the gym. It's always good seeing you. I can tell you're in great spirits ahead of this fight with Anthony Yarde. Let me know how this fight came about, because I was surprised that you went this route with Yarde.
Yeah, so there was a lot of options on the table. You know, obviously we wanted to get a great fight because the last fight with me and David Benavidez lived up to expectation. I think it exceeded expectations. So we wanted to give the fans a good fight. We were in line for Bivol for the belts, but unfortunately that didn't happen. So we were looking, to get a crowd-pleasing fight, and we're trying to fight the best in the division of 175. If it's not the champions, we want to fight the next best guys. We were looking at some options, but the only one that really manifested itself was the fight with Anthony Yarde, and I think this is a crowd-pleasing fight. Anthony Yarde, he's a great fighter. He still has a ton of fight in him. He's been in there with Archer Beterbiev, Kovalev. So he's been up there with, the top guys. And I feel like this is probably going to be the most he comes prepared for any fight, because he's lost his last two title fights. And, I feel like he knows that this is probably the last opportunity. Not his last opportunity, but this is, he has to take advantage of this opportunity. So I'm not taking Anthony Yarde lightly. I know he has a dog in him. I know he has a lion in him, but, I have the lion in me as well. So this is going to be a perfect fight for my first fight with Riyadh season. We got two bad men going in there. None of them is going to back off each other. And like I said, it's time to go to war. So if that's what the fans want to see, let's give the fans what they want to see.
I know there's been a little bit of confusion online. You told me earlier, but you're still with PBC, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. David, Crawford will fight you if he beats Canelo.
I wouldn't fight Crawford. I'm at 175.
Yeah, I'm still PBC, Al Heyman, Samson Lukowicz. We're still together, but the thing about with me and Al Heyman, we have a special type of relationship, because I felt like, in a way, Al Heyman is kind of like, the grandfather, him and Samson Lukowicz, they've taken care of me, and they just want me to succeed, and they want to give me the biggest opportunities. When Al Heyman told me that he was not going to stop my momentum, he said there was an opportunity with the Riyadh season, with Turkey Al-Sheikh, and, I think this is something that everybody's doing. Everybody's going out there because they're putting the biggest fights together, and, why can't I get a piece of that? And so I really appreciate that from my team, Al Heyman, Samson Lukowicz, and, they allow me to go this route, and like I said, I'm very grateful for this. And not only am I grateful for fighting with Riyadh season, but I'm grateful because I don't want to just be a regional fighter. I want to be a worldwide fighter, and this is the first time that I'm going to fight in a different country, in Saudi Arabia. So this is going to be a little...
Terence Crawford, does he have an opportunity to beat Canelo?
I think if anybody has a chance to beat Canelo, I think it's Terence Crawford. His IQ is on another level. He's a great fighter, and he's strong. It's just that it's a lot of weight. I wouldn't be surprised if Terence Crawford wins. Wouldn't be surprised if he loses either. Terence Crawford, when he went up against the best opposition,
it's going to be a gift for the fans in Saudi Arabia. When I went over there the first time to see Bivol and Beterbiev fight, a lot of people show love, and I know I have a lot of fans out there. So, this is going to be a great fight for all the fans in Saudi Arabia. Not only is my fight going to be great, but the whole card is great. You got Devin Haney, Brian Norman, you got Abdullah Mason, you got Bam Bam Rodriguez, and then there's probably going to be another fight, on there. So this is a great fight, man. And this is what I want to do in my career. Not only do I want to headline great fights, but I want to headline great cards. And this is what I think this is our third. This is going to be our second or third. The second card that it's headlined by superstars. So, I'm just excited to just keep this going and, keep this momentum going.
Yeah, man, that card is stacked. There's so many people on there, and want to get your thoughts on some of the fights on there. But you fighting over there, I know like Samson for a while wanted to keep you here in the U.S. How was that combo with Samson?
It's good, man. Samson, he's always been there for me since the beginning. He's the one that gave me the opportunity. But sometimes when,
Earl Spence, he showed what level he's on, what type of dog he is. I don't know. You really have to let these fights play out to see what happens. He might get hurt. That might activate him to come back strong.
Could you still make 68?
I don't want to make 68.
No, I know Terence wins 68.
Yeah, well, if that's, yeah, I can make 168.
We both live out our contracts. We're doing, I got to do what's best for me. Right now, we're still together, but like I said, I want to be I want to have my own promotion company one day. I want to make my own moves, just like like Mayweather, Canelo, and all them guys are doing. You know, we did what we did for about 10 years, you know what I mean? And I'm grateful for him. And, you know, we're just going to finish our contract and then go to the next step.
You know, when you look at going to Saudi Arabia and training over there, especially for a guy like Yarde, who like is all action, he's like go, 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 and he's a big puncher. What adjustments do you have to make, David, not only for the time difference, but for the type of opponent you have coming up?
So for the